Okay, y'all. Sorry, I'm late. I was responding uh to my friend. Hi, K girl. Hi, Mel. Thank you, Ronnie, for the gift. Um, thank you, K girl, for the gift. Um, it's time to pacey, Ronnie says. I mean Dawson, Ronnie said. Tiffany, long time no see. That's true. Hi, Maha. I love the little joke. K girl said pacey time. Ev, hi. Mel said just finished the 2 episodes. I loved it. Okay, let's get to it. Um, do 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 do. Oh my word. There was a lot. Honestly. I just want to know what people thought. Okay, like I know with the Outlander, like I do it differently because I'm like trying to grasp it. And like so I'm gonna recognize that as a rewatcher, the way I take this in is gonna be different than I do the Outlander one. Because the Outlander one, again, is just I'm trying to piece everything together, and here I am. I have all this history in my head as I'm watching this. Ronnie said they're too whiny. That's my analysis. K girl said Dawson is too needy. Oh my word. Okay, let me tell you. So first and foremost, you see the right from the beginning, they're like setting up what Dawson's all about, right? Dawson is all about being a director, Steven Spielberg, all of these things, right? And Joey and Dawson, childhood friends, has been staying in like sleeping over at his place since they were 7 years old. K girl said I didn't like Dawson in the beginning. I mean, Ronnie said self-absorbed. Yeah, well, it is Dawson's Creek, right? Ronnie said Dawson is Eloise. I mean, Mel said it was something that I totally could have watched growing up. It was so good. I'm glad you're loving it, Mel, because I love it so much. But yeah, so they're childhood best friends. They've been sleeping over for since she was 7 years old, but now they're 15. K girl said Dawson didn't even realize what was in front of him. Oh, it sounds very that sounds very Luke talking about his character Colin and not seeing Penelope who was right in front of him. But I mean, so they were watching E.T. And they have this conversation about their bodies changing. The reason why she couldn't sleep over. And all this stuff, but he convinces her nothing's gonna change. Nothing needs to change between the two of us. Nothing needs to change between the two of us. Because he asks her, "Do you have why do you have a thing?" And it cracks me up when he said, "Do you have a thing for me?" or something. Yes, K girl, the commentary on the long fingers when she's like. She's like, well, I have breasts and you have genitalia. And he's like, I always have. And she's like, but more of it. How do you know? Long fingers, she says. Amy Stribling once said, did you all have their vocabulary in 10th grade? Not me. That was actually one of the biggest commentaries, Amy, during the time that Dawson's Creek came out. They're like, teenagers don't speak this way. I will say, though, I saw Joshua Jackson in an interview, and I will tell you, he was insightful at that age in his interviews. So I was like, maybe most don't use these big vocabulary, but they still delivered it well, The first two people you see are Joey and Dawson. Yes, well, he's perfect. Amy said yes, he is perfect. So finally, they get in the bed to rest, and Dawson's like, well, I mean, why did you even bring this up? Kind of thing, because they said they're not going to talk about it anymore. So then the next, they played the right song, and I loved it. I don't want to wait. And so it's the next scene. Oh, the chat isn't working for you, Ronnie? What do you mean? Why? I'm telling you what happened when did you update your TikTok and it's not been kind to you since then? Yeah, K Girl said the filming of his movie. So we get our first look at the dynamics between Joey and Pacey. K Girl said mine isn't either. What's wrong? Like I'm seeing your messages. What do you mean that your chat is not working? How come I can see your messages if chat is not working? Mel said mine is fine. So does Tiffany. Okay, so here's the thing. Oh, you're not seeing anyone else's? What a bummer. Oh, wow. K-Girl, you too. Oh, my word. That is weird. Tanya said, I will try to read all the chat messages. I am so sad for y'all's. Oh, I mean, I would be annoyed too, Ronnie. I feels like they're really not letting you see anything at all. Tiffany said, now we can talk about K-Girl and Ronnie. Oh, Tiffany. Not when I'm reading it out loud. Tanya says, try exiting and come back. K-Girl said it didn't start until today. And Ronnie's like, listen, Linda. Oh, Ronnie already did exit and come back in. Oh, what a bummer. Okay, well, just hopefully you can still find ways to engage, even though that is annoying, I'm sure. So they're doing the horror flick. Tiffany said, stop reading it out loud. Tanya said, that's so strange. Oh no, Ronnie, no, don't leave us. Oh, okay, but you'll listen. Okay, thank you. No, Ronnie, no, don't leave us. Oh, okay, but you'll listen. Okay, thank you. All right. So, they end up having this horror flick, and we see the first dynamic between Pacey and Joey. So, what did y'all feel off of the first initial introduction to Pacey and Joey's dynamic? What was your thoughts? You know, what did you feel when you watched that specific first scene together? K-Girl said just friends. I didn't even feel like they were friends. I felt like she was so annoyed with him. Like, I mean, yeah, they didn't seem to like each other. Definitely, like, I felt like in the beginning that Dawson was supposed to be kind of the glue, because Joey was friends with Dawson, Pacey was friends with Dawson. Ronnie said, first time I thought he was annoying, but rewatching, obviously, too much protesting. Yes, in rewatch, with rewatch eyes, I actually felt like, oh, I think there was tension in a good way even then. Tanya said annoyed, irritated, lol. Amy said couldn't stand one another. Yeah. K-Girl said, but then when Jen shows up, tension. Yeah, so they're doing this horror flick. Joey and Pacey are at, like, odds with each other. And then Jen is introduced. She's getting dropped off by a taxi cab. And I said that, like, they do this thing for her, and they'll do it again later on, which is they did a slow-mo walk for her. They did a slow-mo walk for her and music. Like, hey, pretty girl, or something like that was, like, the lyrics. Mel said, I like the banter, LOL. It's my cup of tea. Yeah, so we can tell that the slow-mo and the music was for Dawson seeing Jen for the very first time. And they talk about the fact that, hey, they had met before, but they were younger and in more of an awkward phase. And now here's, like, puberty. And she introduces herself as well to Pacey. But then, like, Joey's like, I've never met you. And Joey's a little bit standoffish. Because even though she told Dawson that she doesn't have a thing for him, she has a thing for him. So, then they talk about the fact that they're going into 10th grade, which is really interesting because earlier in the show, Joey mentions that Joey mentions Joey mentions like they're going into high school, but they're going into 10th grade. I don't know about y'all's. I always went into to high school in ninth grade. So it was interesting to me that, I mean, did I mishear that at the beginning of the show? Eden said, hey, I'm gonna catch up here. LOL. Thanks, Eden. Tiffany said she had a huge thing for him. Amy said, it's hard to share your best friend. True. K-Girl said, if anyone tries to talk to me here, I can't see it because it is delayed. So sad, K-Girl. Mel said, no, you didn't. No, Tiffany said, no, she did say that. Amy said, I've heard others start in 10th grade. Weird. Okay, interesting. Okay, so I've always known it as 9th grade, so that threw me off. Yeah, Mel said maybe 10th was high school and 9th wasn't. I guess so. I mean, it might be different in every location, but I just like, 10th grade is high school for them. But anywho, they're going into 10th grade. So that's like, they do the slow, like they do the music again as Jen's walking away. And, Pacey and Dawson start going into Dawson's house where they find his mom and his dad making out. And that's they're always making out. They're always making out. K-Girl said, I started in 9th. Mel said, my 9th grade wasn't in the high school building. Oh, okay. Eden said, I started in 9th as well. Yeah, K-Girl said, the lovers. Yeah, they are always on top of each other. I mean, that's just kind of the reality. Here's the thing that kind of, I feel like is a foreshadowing of what we see a little bit later on. But Pacey makes a comment about, Dawson's mom's new hairstyle. And I wouldn't have picked up on it then, but I do think that comment was a hint towards, what we discover a little bit later. Because I feel like whenever somebody starts to make some changes to their attire or their existence somehow, that sometimes, not always, that there might be something inspiring that change. K-Girl said Pacey was way too happy about that moment. I didn't even pick up on that, but I mean, Pacey was like, Pacey was, actually Pacey, when had just such a boy conversation after he met Jen and asking Dawson that question, about, I forgot the exact question, but y'all know what I mean. Mel said, if they are on top of each other, then why does she do that? I know, Mel. I mean, I could get into her being bored with her perfect life and trying to ruin her perfect. I don't know. Ina said, oh, Pacey, LOL. K-Girl said Dawson was so grossed out. I mean, it's awkward. You don't necessarily, I mean, you want to see your parents be in love with each other, but you don't necessarily want to see that. You don't want to walk on. Tiffany said, did you change your hair for me? Mel said, and Dawson's picking up on the way his mom said her bees to think his mom was having an affair. Yeah, that was a very, there was a lot of mini foreshadowing that they would end up doing. We also get introduced to Bodhi. And I will say that actor, the minute I saw him, I was like, that is not Bodhi. So I don't know how long that actor was Bodhi, but that is not Bodhi as I know Bodhi. I was like, who are you? Who you at? Who's this guy? But that is, that he plays the boyfriend of, Bessie, who is Joey's, pregnant sister. So, and then we also get introduced to this character, Nellie. I don't remember this person at all. So I'm pretty sure she doesn't last very long on this show, because I was like, who is this Nellie? Who is this Nellie? And but she says something to Pacey that I feel like very much encapsulates how Pacey is treated as a character for a bulk of the beginning. Because and this really feeds into his self-esteem or his self-perception, but she tells him he's nothing, that he's a vapor. You know? So, in this video store, now the same treatment that they gave Jen for Dawson, they give the same treatment for Pacey for Tamara. Did she say Tamara? Tamara. I'm gonna say Tamara. Yes, that was so mean to Pacey. It really was. And yet so much what is constantly said towards Pacey. There is always you'll see this theme and constant cutting down of who he is as a person. It is a wonder that he didn't become bitter. He became one of the best men I've ever encountered, kind of thing. But yeah, so and then they do this little foreshadowing with the Graduate movie, you know, which was, yeah, gosh, this episode, I tell you. And then Dawson sees Jen sitting on a dock, and he walks over to her. This is where she first talks about the fact that she doesn't do the whole God thing, even though her Grams does, and that she's an atheist, which is the opposite again of her Grams. He shows her his room, shows the big, like, here's all of the. He's a big Spielberg fan. I mean, when it comes down to it. She ends up leaving. Joey comes up, and this is where he brings up the whole thing about how she says Bob differently. That she says the B different. Oh no, Tanya! I'm going to have to miss the rest of this. My fever spiked and the room is spinning. Oh my word! Take care of yourself, Tanya. Oh my word! Hope you feel better. Hopefully, it's nothing major. That doesn't sound good at all. Hopefully, you're doing you feel better soon. Yikes! Yeah, Tanya. So then we get to meet Grams. And what I will tell you about Grams, this is not necessarily a spoiler alert, but what I will say about Grams is you will see character development in Grams. So I think when you first meet Grams, there's this there is this, she comes off judgy. She thinks that Dawson is trouble. She talks about Joey crawling into his room for the past 10 years, she says. She calls them the wrong element. She is not really respectful of where Jen is in regards to what she believes. She kind of puts it on her. She wants her to say grace. She wants her to do all these things, and that's not, Jen is trying to be respectful of her Grams' faith, but also wants her Grams to respect where she's at or what her belief system is, and so, but you see this conflict between them. But so let's see what some comments are coming in. Mel said, between Dawson and Pacey, I would have gone for Pacey. He's my type. Yeah. Tanya said, gonna try to sleep. Hope you all have fun. Yeah, Tanya, do that. I hope you feel better soon. K-Girl said, what Graham says about all of them. Yeah. Ronnie said, best character evolution ever. Really. It was a very... I think you all will love the evolution of Grams because it is realistic and it's gradual, but it's meaningful. Like at the end of the days, like I think you'll appreciate Grams. Grams didn't like any of them. She didn't. Eden said Pacey really became my favorite character. I know. I mean, even with the kind of controversial situation that's happening, um, shouts for life, Pacey forever. Yeah, Ronnie said I love Grams. I love Grams too. But it was a great reminder of how she started off as a character, and I really do love how they fleshed her out. Because it's so easy. Sometimes it's very easy, for many of like movies and shows to make people of faith very like flat and very like not like a full person. And I feel like that's how Graham started out in the show, a very like flat representation of faith, of faith-based people. But like they fleshed her out to be like an actual person, which was helpful. And I think that's why we saw an evolution, because they didn't make her a caricature of a person of faith. You know what I mean? But they made her a real person that has faith. Amy said that was the original Bodhi. Did you know the actor recently passed away? I heard that the original, I mean the one that ended up being Bodhi as I know Bodhi. Yes, did pass away. But yeah, the original Bodhi, I was like, how long were you the original Bodhi? Because I do not remember this man at all. I was like, I do not recognize this man. Who are you? Amy said, I looked it up to see. Yeah, Ronnie said, I still quote Grams. I literally quoted Grams in my song to Chad at Learn My New Normal. Because, you know, I love that quote that she says, you know. Well, anyways, I mean, I am worse. I'm not good, Ronnie. I am spoiler alert city everywhere, because I love the show too much. I may not be the best person because I'm like, oh, I'm an ace. Yeah, Tiffany said not a rounded person. K-Girl said love how Grams was at the end of his show. Maha said when the show first came out, I was Team Dawson, but your love of Pacey shifted me a few weeks ago. Really, Maha? I'm so excited. I hope you, on this journey, you'll realize why I have so much love for that man. Such a great character. Such a great character. Another thing is they really they do a lot with music in the show. Like the music is an important part of the show. I mean, I haven't dissected like what, like if there's intentional purpose of which songs that they do or not. I haven't looked at that necessarily, but songs do have a flavor to it whenever they're on the show. Ronnie said Team Pacey. Me, Team Pacey all the way, every day, all day long. K-Girl said, side note, did you see Joshua's new show? I've heard of it, but I have not watched it. Ronnie said there is. Okay, so there. I mean, I have to re-look. Obviously, when Jen is walking in and it's like, hey, pretty girl, or whatever. I mean, that's something. But like, it's like, I mean, even though maybe even I get knocked down, but I get up again. Shouts for Life said, I think my vocabulary got better watching this show. LOL. I can hear that. I mean, I hear that. Then Nellie meets Jen. I mean, I just feel like Nellie, I think that the reason I don't remember this Nellie person is I don't think she did a really great job. Personally, I felt she was too, I don't know. I was not I mean, what did y'all think about Nellie? K-Girl said his new show is so good, so hot as a doctor. Well, make my heart stop. No, don't actually make my heart stop. K-Girl said Pacey forever. Yeah, okay, yes. She was a caricature. One-dimensional. Yes, this is the reason. Y'all feel what I was feeling. She played that as like, it was just too one-dimensional. It was too caricature. It just wasn't, she didn't bring life to that character. So I don't think that this character lasted very long, because I don't remember her from Adam. I don't. If she lasted long, I'd be like, what? um, Even when she asked Jen, like, oh, do you party? Like, it was a cringy moment for me because I was like, because it was even extra cringy when she was like, you should be the one called Nelly. I'm like, no, 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 take it back. Take that back. This is a horrible delivery of this line. Cannot. We also learned that Jen used to smoke. She just says that as a throwaway line. Dawson helps her to find her class. Pacey finds out Tamara is his teacher. Jen ends up in a class with Joey, and she's not. And Joey is being very cold to Jen. Jen has not done anything except be Dawson's new love interest, which was obviously, I get it. It's enough. It's enough for Joey to be like, no. Mel said, one aspect I did like was that because of that time, it wasn't tech heavy. It felt timeless. Oh, I like that observation, Mel. You're right. Oh, I like that. Good point. People weren't on their cell phones. People were interacting with each other. Yeah. I do like, so then Dawson goes and talks to Mr. Gold, Benjamin Gold, about wanting to be in his class. And I love when the teacher said, no is a complete answer. No, period, is a complete answer. Shouts for Life said, did you already talk about how Prime Video plays the original theme song? Yes, I did. And I said I loved it. I loved hearing it. It was the way it should have been on Netflix. Why did they not? Mel said exactly. Amy said they were outdoors. Yeah, they were doing stuff. Ronnie said, LOL, when he said pure passion. I cringed. I mean, there were very cringy moments on here. I will say, okay, so then Joey basically tells Jen that Dawson likes her, so she better not hurt him. And we find out, like, when she finds out, like, when Jen tells her, like, my Grams doesn't seem to like you, what is it? And she's like, well, take your pick. You know, my dad is a convict, and my sister is pregnant with her black boyfriend's baby. And so the conversation around race, and it just made me think a lot about, like, what was the conversation about race during that time period. But you could tell that the connotation there is that Grams had an issue with the fact that Bodhi is black. Aside from the fact that her sister was pregnant. And also that we find out her mom died of cancer. Okay, girl. Yeah. Yeah, Ronnie said, like, dude, our shows were so white when we were teens. Very true. Very true. I mean, there were, later in Dawson's Creek, there was this one, I'm not going to get, but yeah. But yes, very much so. That was the controversial storyline in the show. I didn't even realize that. There were a few things that probably wouldn't fly now that was talked about, but, like, it was very brief. But I will tell you, I'm going to K-Girl's comment about that moment with the teacher. Let me tell you. Mel said, the teacher is a tease for Pacey. I can't imagine being 32 looking at a 15-year-old, let alone 40. Let me tell you, I forgot. First and foremost, I was cringing. I was cringing for Pacey. The minute he was like, the best sex you'll never have. And I was like, Pacey, no. Pacey, no. Pacey, no. No. But like literally when she went in on him, when she went in on him, when she went in on him, I screamed because I forgot. I forgot that this woman had no self-control. I screamed. I was like, ah! I got so startled by it. I was like, no. I didn't realize, I mean, like, cause she totally was like, yes, he's a kid. I mean, like, the thing is, he's a kid. Like, so anyways, I mean, and then they had that whole conversation, right, in episode 2, where he's talking about, like, yes, like, he's of age to, like, hold some responsibility, maybe not in the judicial sense. I'm like, Pacey! Yeah, so, Shouts for Life said, I see it through a different lens now. Yeah. I mean, I always thought it was awkward. Let me tell you that, because it was like a teacher, you know? It's just a breaking. I get that she's hitting on her, but like as a teacher, as an adult, like I just feel like there's just lines you do not cross, boundaries you do not cross. Ronnie said Pacey knows. I cringe though. When he said that line, I was like, no, Pacey. No. Eden said, oh yeah, the whole teacher storyline makes me infuriated. I can't even. Mel said he was so icky. K-Girl said she was giving him the vibes. Mel said, does he hear himself? LOL. Ronnie said, yeah, everyone needed to calm down. LOL. Hi, Zigzag _Elf. Hi. Remember how many cases were happening at that time? Wait, that wasn't during Mary Kay Letourneau time, was it? I can't remember when Mary Kay Letourneau happened. Eden said, I have worked with kids in a school setting, so my perspective is so different now. That's just the thing. Like, whenever I have conversations about this stuff, I always preface it with the fact that, like, as someone who worked with youth, this would just be like that's not even a consideration. You should not. It's not okay. Mel said it's one thing for him to flirt with her, but she let it happen. She is the adult. Yeah, I mean, and like how many kids had like crushes on their teachers? Like I remember like in 3rd grade, all the girls had a crush on Mr. Mills. That doesn't mean that Mr. Mills as an adult should have been okay with a 3rd grader. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that like it's equivalent because he's 15, but still, it's like, no. Ronnie said it might have been close too. Oh, yeah. Shouts for Life said it was weird back then, but even more horrifying as an adult with a teenager. Oh, yeah, definitely. Zigzag _Elf said the adult in the room has to step up the adulting. Eden said the storylines in the 90s and early 2000s were something else. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Then there's this whole moment. This is another thing that made me, but actually it didn't make me cringe. It made me laugh. Just seeing Joey's reaction. But it's the scene where she's going home. Like she's up in Dawson's bedroom and she's heading home. And he's like, hey, where are you going? And she's like, we can't talk about everything and anything anymore. And then she what was the euphemism that she used? Or is it euphemism? Is that the right word? But what did she say again? What did she say to him? As walk the dog. Yes, walk the dog. How many times do you walk the dog, and when? Because he's like, I can still talk about everything and anything to you, and she's like, really? So how many times do you walk your dog every day? And when he's like, well, have a good night, and then she's running out of the room crying about the fact that he won't tell her that information, which I'm like, and he's hitting his head against the door of his closet because he didn't tell her. I just was like, okay. Mel said I had many crushes in high school with teachers, but I would have been like, nope, if the teacher tried. Yeah, because you're just like, it's one thing to think it's cute, but there's another thing to like actually have a person feel like they should act on it. Ugh. 4KNK said, hi, Phoebe. I have never watched Dawson's Creek, so just saying hi. Hi, 4KNK. You said I can't. Mel said, I was like, are they talking about what I think they're talking about? Ronnie said it wasn't that. It was because he was acknowledging the relationship is no longer the same. No, I mean, I hear that, Ronnie. It just, and very true. Very true. It just cracked me up, though. It just cracked me up. The ending of that episode cracked me up when he yells out the window, usually in the morning, with Katie Couric. I died because like Joey's reaction to that statement. Katie Couric, like it's so specific, Ronnie. It was so specific. Joey's reaction was so genuine. The way she laughed at it, and like she's crying, she's crying because she thought she lost her friend. The dynamics, the change, everything. He can't talk to her about it, and he yells that out the window. I was just like, oh. Tiffany, your mom is an anchor woman. That's weird. I never even made that connection. Oh, I never even made that connection. Well, speaking of the mother who's an anchor woman, this is when Joey sees that what she thought Dawson was just making up in his mind was actually happening. She was having an affair with her co-anchor. Dun, dun, dun. And that is how episode 1 ends. And I was writing notes for episode 2, but I just stopped. I was like, you know what? I write too many notes and I just want to enjoy this. So I'm just trusting everybody else to give me some stuff because I didn't write much notes on episode 2. And also because my friends started messaging me at that time. So I got a little bit distracted. So zigzag_elf said, I can't find anywhere to watch DC. I'll have to go off memory. Watched it in early 2000s and rewatched it a few years ago. Yeah, because it's on Prime and Hulu. So if you don't have either of those, I can understand. I don't know if there's YouTube videos of it or anything. I don't know. Tiffany said, exactly. You're walking the dog to Katie, an anchor woman. So this starts off with Joey refusing to kiss Pacey. Episode 2. Joey refuses to kiss Pacey. She says she can't pretend to be in love with him. She thinks he is so unkiss worthy. And I love this foreshadowing. And I don't know if it was a foreshadowing or not. But when Dawson says, the question is, will your lips ever find Pacey's? The question is, will your lips ever find Pacey's? Zigzag_Elf said, I have Netflix and Disney Plus thanks to friends' passwords, but that's it, and I don't have a TV. Mel said, and for Dawson's mom to hear from the other side of the conversation about how an affair affects people, for sure, Mel. Ronnie says she doth protest too much. Ronnie said that giggle. Oh, I didn't do it again. Mel said, I noticed that. Dulce said, can we skip the first 2 seasons? LOL. Dulce, I wish. I wish we could just jump right into the best season to ever exist. Season 3. But we have to go through those first 2 seasons before we can get to the mother lode of all the good stuff. Zigzag_Alpha, jump into the good stuff. I know. I want to. I know I want to. But there's so many things. Ronnie said, no, the Breakfast Club episode is great. I mean, there are good things along the way, but I do understand because I'm like, I love it. I love it so much. Dulce said Dawson drives me crazy. Okay. Oh my word. Okay. Yes. So Cliff is introduced, and I was like, hey, it's Scott Foley. So Felicity fans, if y'all remember Scott Foley, the minute I saw him, I was like, hey. Mel says season 3s are all good, coincidentally. Shouts for Life said the fact that Dawson pleased with Joey to kiss Pacey for him. Yeah. Little did he know. Genevieve says, how many seasons are there? Oh, I can't remember. Does anyone remember how many seasons there are? Shouts for Life said, yes, was a Felicity addict as well. Yeah. So Cliff starts making moves on Jen. Oh, 6. Okay, 6 seasons. Okay. And then we see a father-son moment with Dawson asking his dad how to kiss, and he uses the mannequin or the fake head thing for Joey, like the one that will be used to be like cut off her head in the movie. Which I know she was thrilled about the kissing, like Pacey having to kiss Jen. Ronnie, I love his dad. Yeah. Dawson's dad. But also Joey like watches this whole father-son moment. But then she overhears the mom talking on the phone. And she just lets her know, I know. And she gives her that talking to. Mel said, also side note, the dad is from The Flash. Oh, Mel, let me tell you. Fast forward to... That's a disclaimer. Anyways, I will say that The Flash plays a part in this show. Not in the way you may think, but yeah. Just wanted to in a roundabout way. I will say him being on Flash plays a part in what happens in the future. I hope that the ones that have watched Dawson's Creek knows what I mean by that. Anyways, so there's a dance going on. Pacey's gonna go see the teacher. And here's where I got distracted, so y'all can tell me what happened with the teacher, because I totally missed it. Because I got sidetracked by messaging back my friend. But Dawson thought that Jen wasn't gonna go. Like, he should just... Here's the thing about Dawson. How are you complaining? You never asked. That's literally what Joey... Like, he's like, what does he have, or what did he do? And she's like, he asked? Like, he asked. Like, make a move, man. I'm such a hypocrite. But, just kidding. Shouts for Life. How funny that wig on the head looks like Joey's hair. Yeah. Mel says Dawson going based on assumptions. Yeah. I will tell you. I'm going to fast forward to the scene where, like, he basically tells Joey that Jen is pretty much her, but not. Like, so she leaves, because I'm like, why are you saying that to Joey, for one? But then he does that cringy speech. Like, I literally was like, Dawson, you're not in a movie, okay? He is. But you know what I mean? Like, what kind of script is this that you're going off of? Like, Okay, was anyone else dying? Was anyone else dying? You know? Was anyone else dying? What he said, what he did. Like, it was so, and he's always ruining the moment. He's always ruining the moment. Like, Jen is not even making a big deal about this whole Cliff thing. She doesn't even, it's not even a date to her, really. And she asks him to dance with her. And he's like, oh, well, will Cliff have a problem with that? Like, why you gotta be dramatic, man? She just asked you to dance, and now now it's like, I'm stepping up. Like, you can step aside now. Like, we have a thing go. I was like, oh, Dawson. Oh, why do you gotta be this way, Dawson? Let me see what other people feel. Because to me, that's how I feel. I'm like, this is too, Mel said, Phoebe, I noticed that, her, but not her. Like, LOL, what? Zigzag_Elf, cringy speeches are Dawson's specialty. Mel said, I was LOL, so dramatic. Ronnie says, he's just cringe. Zigzag_Elf said, I get secondhand embarrassment watching Dawson. There's a reason. There's a meme of Dawson's crying face. Knew me, been me, said he got on my nerves too. Ronnie said, that's what happens when you watch too much fiction and don't have life experience. And that is actually like a constant theme also, Ronnie, I feel like, right? Of people telling him, like, you got to get out of, like, here's the real world. This is real life. Like, you're so into your, like, all this stuff. Like, here's real life, staring in front of you. K-Girl said he's too much and needs to calm down. Amy said he was mega cringe. Get it, Phoebe? I get it. I can't believe I said mega in mine. I was like, mega, massively. Like, oh my word. Zigzag_Elf said, that's it, Ronnie. He heaps naive. Mel said, didn't Dawson say he wanted to go slow, but then he breaks his own rules? LOL. Well, okay. So what happened with the teacher? Because I, again, got distracted by responding to my friend. And so I wasn't fully watching this latter half after the dance situation. I vaguely remember Dawson seeing Jen by the pier or by the like waterfront, and they end up dancing and yada, yada, yada. But can people break down what happened after the dance or during the dance? Oh, Mel, also side note, Paisley's black eye healed quick. LOL. Oh, that is a good point. Also, actually, I was thinking, like, Paisley mentioned sisters. I have 3 sisters. I thought he said, did I hear that wrong in the first episode? Because I'm like, I only know of 1 sister and 1 brother. So I was like, did I hear him wrong? Ronnie said they were at the movies and she's there with a date. Pacey comes in and gets punched. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I didn't even talk about that. Because I just freaked out when she kissed him. What are you doing, lady? Zigzag_Elf said, I really want to do a rewatch along with you guys now. Yes, do it, Zigzag. 2 sisters, 1 bro, Ronnie said. Okay. 2 sisters. Who's the second sister? Did I forget the second sister? Amy said he had sisters. You see them in his B-Day episode. Okay. Oh, he had more than 1. Okay. K-Girl said, wait, are we on the first episode or second? I'm confused. We're in the second one. Ronnie says she was pregnant. But we brought up the first one to talk about the black eye because Mel brought up the fact that by the second episode, his eye was already healed. Zigzag_Elf said, wonder if I'll fold and pay for another platform just to do the watch along. Coco said, you aren't done with Lucala content, are you? No, it's not that I'm done with Lucala content, Coco. It's just that I am doing Outlander on Thursdays and Dawson's Creek on Mondays. If there's ever any Lucala stuff that I'm actually interested in doing a content on or a live on, I will. It's just that there hasn't been anything that I have found that I want to talk about. Also because obviously my attention has been to my friend who passed away on Friday. Like this whole month has been shot. I haven't really heavily looked at a lot of Lucula stuff. That's just not been my headspace, to be honest. Shouts for Life said, didn't Jane Lynch play his mom? Whose mom? Pacey's? Did she? I can't remember. K-Girl said, it's because I had to update my app. Now it works better. Oh, good. Zigzag_Elf said, it's going to be a long 2 years till season 3. So it's fun to have other reasons to hang out together. I mean, season 4, I meant. Oh, you meant of Bridgerton. Yeah. Amy said, she did. Oh, my word. Ma said she did play his mom. Oh, my word. That's so hilarious. I don't remember. That's awesome. Anyways, is there anything else we want to talk about on episode 2 that we didn't talk about already? Yeah, Ronnie said that's crazy. I don't remember either. Don't remember either. Yeah, I don't. I just genuinely don't. I don't know if you can hear that. Anyone who could understand Tagalog probably could translate what just was said right there. But anyways, so I personally love it, but yes. So first thing I want to ask is just for those who are watching or rewatching, doesn't matter. But I'm going to say the main characters' names, and I would love your first, just what your first knee-jerk thoughts about them. So when you were introduced to Joey, if you were to describe Joey to someone who didn't know Joey, what are some words you would use to describe Joey to people? What is Joey like? What would you say Joey is like? Okay, girl said a great friend. Maha said studious. Any other folks? Amy said very pretty tomboy. Zigzag says sarcastic. Shouts for Life said tomboy. Yeah, because, I mean, there was a moment, right? New Me, Bin Me said indecisive. Like, there is a moment in the first episode, right, where, where Dawson makes it clear that he sees her, just kind of, not as a girl. Like, he's like, don't make me call you Josephine, right? Like, he sees her as, one of, just one of the dudes, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Mel says introvert, kind, sense of humor. Yeah. What would folks say you would describe Dawson as? I have some words for Dawson. But I would love to know what your thoughts on Dawson would be. Ronnie said first time strong, loyal, rewatch, not confident or brave enough mean to Jen for a stupid boy. Oh, for this one's for Joey, right? First time, strong, loyal, but rewatch, not confident or brave enough, mean to Jen for a stupid boy. This is true, because Jen was trying to be friends with her, and she was just not having it. She was feeling really yeah. K-Girl said, annoying. Shouts for Life said, creative overthinker. This is true. He is very creative. He is an overthinker. I think he's very melodramatic. I mean, he's just so about, because he's so in his director mind and wanting the drama, Zigzag said naive. I agree with that too. Ronnie said the first watch, Dawson's creative and romantic. Rewatch, high maintenance and selfish. I love that too, right? Like the difference between the first watch versus a rewatch. Shouts for Life, 100% melodramatic. K-Girl, he is annoying and very about himself. Mel says self-absorbed, passionate, dramatic, insecure. Zigzag says idealistic to a fault. That is actually true. And I think it probably carries throughout the whole series that he is that idealistic. I mean, and I guess that to some degree that's necessary for the work that he wants to go into to some degree. I don't know if it is or not, but I can make a case for it. Okay, thoughts on my favorite. Oh, and K-Girl said perfectionist. And now my thoughts on my favorite person, Pacey. Any thoughts on Pacey? I love Pacey. T Pacey. No. What was your first thoughts on Pacey? Zigzag says Pacey for life. I hear that. K-Girl said hot, caring, loyal. New Me, Bin Me said mature for his age and kind. Amy said fun-loving. Mel said naive, adorable, clueless, thoughtful, funny. Shouts for life, handsome, sarcastic, troublemaker. Love it. Any others for Pacey? I mean, Pacey, what can I say? Ronnie said, first watch, Pacey is annoying, trouble, unstable, cute. Rewatch, needing support, lost but lovable. Oh, I love that change in the rewatch, but it's true. Because you have the understanding of the history a little bit more. Zigzag says kind. Shouts for life said rule breaker. K-Girl said he's also the underdog. Yeah. Zigzag said patient where it counts and impatient where it counts. You got that from the first episode? From the initial one, or is this a reflection? Because I was like trying to figure out where he showed that in this one, in this particular episode. But I like it. I like the thought because it's true. It's actually a true statement. I would agree with about Pacey. Okay, how about Jen? What are people's like initial reaction or thoughts around Jen as a person? Oh, New Me, Bin Me said he is an initiator. Okay. Mel said, I always love secondary characters. They are more dynamic. Zigzag says, no, I've seen the whole series twice. I'm going off memory. Okay. How about Jen? What's people's thoughts on Jen? Shouts for life. How did no one see Pacey and Teacher making out by the boats at the end of episode 2? I was wondering myself. I was like, that is bold. Like, excusez-moi. But yeah. Any thoughts on Jen? What were your thoughts on Jen when you first met Jen? As a character. New Me, Bin Me said Jen seems lost and looking for belonging. Mel said kind and reserved. Yeah. Any other thoughts on Jen? K-Girl said very caring by the end, but at the beginning, the rich girl type. Oh, interesting. Wait. Can I ask K-Girl what gave you the feel of her being a rich girl type? Tiffany said Jen had a lot on her plate, but rebellious. Amy, she seemed to be hurting in some way. Shouts for life said resolute in her beliefs. Zigzag said both open and guarded at the same time. Ooh. That's actually, I would say, I agree with that, Zigzag. Both open and guarded at the same time. And yet we find out really why that dynamic of being both open and guarded at the same time exists for Jen, I think, as time goes on. But yeah, I love that. What do y'all think about the dynamics that exist within the group itself? Like, what are, Ronnie? No, I didn't see your comment go through. K-Girl said, like, she gets whatever she wants. Oh, gotcha. I mean, I don't know if it's from being rich more than pretty. I guess, is what I would think about that. Maybe it's pretty privileged. Ronnie said, first watch, Pacey annoying. Oh, wait, no, I got that one. I read that one. I thought you meant for Jen. I haven't seen the one for Jen. But what do y'all feel like about the dynamics of the group itself? Oh, it's under review? Why? That's interesting. K-Girl said not really rich girl, but something like that. Okay, gotcha. Do y'all... Ronnie said I didn't even type anything wrong. Yeah, you didn't. I don't know why it didn't show. But any... Oh, no. Did you update? Because it sounds like K-Girl updated the app and it helped. So, just to close Shouts for Life said group dynamic is complicated. Oh, you did yesterday and now it's doing all this stuff. Okay. Well, I mean, I would say too, like, for the dynamics of the group, K-Girl said the group dynamic is very weird. I mean, think about it, like, it's kind of like, to me, like the friend group always ends up liking each other kind of situation. You've got Joey liking Dawson liking Jen. Right now, Pacey's just out here with the teacher. but it's definitely a current triangle to some degree. But Joey's also not being very honest about her feelings about him. So, like, she's upset at him for not picking up on the fact that she feels something for him, but she's not actually being honest with herself or with him about how she feels for him. Mel said it's gonna get messy before it gets settled. Typically does. Tiffany said group dynamic seems normal for teens, childhood friends. K-Girl said awkward. Oh, yeah, Shouts for Life, but Pacey also kissed Jen for the film. And okay, I don't know what y'all felt about that kiss, too. Cause, I mean, Jen seemed fine with it. She was laughing, but I was like, he really went for it. And Dawson was not having it. Even though he's the one who's, like, wanting it on film. Zigzag says just casually out pashing the teacher? Pashing? I don't know. Mel said like throwing a grenade in the mix. Mel said that kiss was funny. Ronnie said he's just a good kisser. Chalice for Life said, I wonder how he would have reacted if Joey had just kissed Pacey. The thing is, I don't think Dawson could see what was right in front of him at that time, you know? So I don't think he would have been moved. I don't think he would have upset him to see Joey kissing. Yeah. I mean, at that moment, I don't think he had it in his head yet. Lady Cherie said it was Dawson's idea and he got upset. I think he was not expecting Pacey to take it so seriously. Oh, Zigzag said, LOL, pashing means kissing or snogging. I think pashing is just an Aussie word. Am I saying it right? Pashing? Oh, pashing means kissing. Okay, I never knew this. Wait, excuse me, how does everybody know this? Like, literally all of y'all are telling me pashing means kissing as if this is common knowledge. Is pashing a common knowledge word? Like, how did everybody know the meaning of pashing except me? Everybody's like, Phoebe, pashing is kissing. What? How did y'all know? Why was I not in on the group chat? Like, how? I did not know this. Everybody seems to know but me. Lady Cherie said Dawson didn't care. He was busy crushing on Jen. Yeah, I really don't. Okay, Ronnie, thank you. I didn't know. LOL, thank you. Because I was like, what? Why? Why does everybody know but me? Zigzag _ Elf said, actually, pashing is both Aussie and New Zealand. And I saw Nick in an interview with someone in New Zealand, and Nick said the Irish word is shifting. Oh, I do remember that interview. Shouts for Life also didn't know. Thank you. Thank you for helping me not feel alone. Mel said, I knew the word because I watched H2O. Oh, okay. Is that the mermaid one? C Infinity R said, pashing, definitely snogging in New Zealand. LOL. K-Girl said, lots of Aussie interviews. Amy said, I had no clue. Tiffany said, I don't know. Oh, thank you. Okay, I feel so much more like I was not alone. Because I was like, why does everybody know? But yeah, so it's a really great dynamic with everybody, basically. I mean, in the sense of like, they'll all play a part in each other's lives. But it is interesting to watch their initial dynamic. And because Dawson and Joey's relationship is different than Joey's and Pacey's relationship, and different from Joey and Jen's relationship, obviously. And so like and then it's different than when they are together as as four. Tiffany said, okay, do people like the word snogging? Because they make me cringe. Yeah, Ronnie said it just sounds wet. But yeah, no. But that's pretty much it, I think. Unless anybody else had any other things that we wanted to discuss on the 2 episodes. Did we touch on everything that we wanted to touch on for these 2 episodes? Did we miss anything to discuss? Speak now or forever hold your peace. What about knickers? What? Ronnie said, I think so. Okay, so we've touched on everything that we needed to. Okay, I think we have. That's why I'm saying, like, maybe that honestly, like, these lives could be like about an hour, because Lady Cherie said, when are we watching episodes 3 and 4? We do the lives every Monday at 6 p.m. So episodes 3 and 4 will be this upcoming Monday. Also, the Outlander one is happening this Thursday. That will be episodes 5 and 6 for that one. K-Girl said you should join us for the Once Upon a Time live. I would if I, like, we'll see. What episodes are y'all on over there? Zigzag says, but I'm Aussie, so my lingo tends more British than American, with Aussie slang too. Gotcha. 1 to 4? Yeah, I don't know. I can't promise, K-Girl. Because once you're live, 1 is the live for that one. Because I'm like, I barely can finish 2 episodes of these things in time, let alone doing 4. So, Saturday, October 5, I can't even promise, LOL, said Ronnie. Yeah, I am not sure. 4 episodes is a lot for me right now, because I'm doing 2 episodes in Outlander, 2 episodes of this one. But I may be like Ronnie. I might see if I chill in there, because I might still remember, even if I don't have a chance to rewatch. Lady Cherie said, I figured out that I can watch Dawson's Creek through CW, so I won't have to pay for Prime or Hulu. Oh, hey, how did you find that out? It's like on CW's website or something? K-Girl said you can join for the talk. Okay, if depending on the time, and assuming that I'm not busy, then I shall join and enjoy the company and talk about Once Upon a Time. Zigzag_Elf says, sorry, I got scrambled. You looking at 2 episodes per week for DC. Yes. I used to originally say 4 for Outlander and 4. I originally think I said 3 for Outlander and maybe 4 for I don't remember. But I realized I can only do 2. Like it's the only realistic thing I can do. Oh wow, Lady Cherie, and is it the right song on CW Online? For free? Why did I re-get my Amazon Prime if I could have done it on CW Online for free? Tiffany says, I'm going to say some outrageous stuff. Rena said, hi, everyone. Sorry I'm late, having dinner before the therapy session. K-Girl said I finished 10 episodes already. Yeah, Lady Cherie said yes, it's the right song. My word, why did I pay for Amazon Prime? If I should have known this. Always look online first, said Lady Cherie. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. Okay. But anywhoosies, I am going to end this live now. I'll upload this live for later. I don't know if any folks want... I don't know if there's folks that missed my conversation about my friend. if so, I'm going to do another mini one to discuss it a little bit more right after this. Oh, well, not right after this. Maybe in a little bit. But anyways, thanks for spending time with me tonight. Bye, everyone. Bye.